Network. Coach D Magic here, former D1 defensive back at the University of Hawaii. We're going to break down some of the top plays from this past week of college football. We have some Oregon, Jabbar Muhammad. I think he's one of the most technically sound DBs in all of college football. We got some Cormani Mcclain, and we got some Colorado. All right, so we're going to start with this play here. One thing we have to be aware of in our press man is our leverage. So our divider. That ball is on the near hash, so we're in the boundary. The receiver's at the top of the numbers. We want to be outside leverage. If you want to know more about this, make sure you go to thedbnetwork.com to get our DB Mastery program. So we're outside leverage, anticipating an outside release. And then if we have good, clean footwork, he's going to go with an inch back with a kick. All right. Inch back, we get a kick out of it. It allows us to stay on top of the vertical release. So instead of the receiver releasing in a straight line, he has to angle outwards to the sideline and then try to get vertical, squeezing himself to the sideline because of our good footwork. We stay on top of the vertical, anticipate the back shoulder here, and we do a good job of locating the football. Now, a lot has been going on with Cormani Mcclain, but he is playing a lot better at Florida than he was playing at Colorado. Coach Harris, he coached for the Chargers, coached DBs at the Chargers. He's there with the Gators now. So a change of scenery can always be good for you. So looks like we're pretty much in the boundary again. And it looks like he's going to be outside shade again because that receiver's at the top of the numbers. Look at his footwork, though. He's going to go with the pure step. So outside step. Look at his foot. Outside steps. Small 6-inch step with his outside foot. And then he's going to kick on what looks like the outside release. All right. Step. Kick. He stays square as possible. Stays in front of the receiver. Once the receiver redirects, because we don't cross our feet over, we can get hands on and we can counter, as I call it. Step, kick, stay in front, keep our feet apart. Boom, we stay on top of this release. This is great. If he can just do this, regardless of what Florida's doing, with his former ranking as a 5-star, with his attributes, lanky corner, everybody wants that. If he just does this, and if Coach Harris can stay around, regardless of what Florida ends up being in the next 2 to 3 years, he can see himself in the league. I love this play as well. We get a little hold at the top of the route, but we do a good job of stepping in front for an interception here. So if you guys notice, the theme of these press man reps so far is outside leverage. This is the wide receiver. All right. So regardless of where the ball is now, I don't care if it's in the boundary to the other side, if it's in the middle of the hashes, if it's here. With this receiver this close to the hash, again, we're not in the slot. We're not a slot DB. This isn't a slot receiver. This is a wide receiver that has an extremely close split. We want to be outside leverage, anticipate an outside release. And look, they're trying to get the fade. There's a lot of space out there, guys. Hash to sideline. He's trying to make room for the fade. If they throw that fade, there is a ton of room out there. So do yourself a favor. Do not get caught being head up. Do not get caught being inside leverage unless this is cover 0, which is not here. Do yourself a favor with leverage. Be outside leverage. Does a good job of catching on the release, getting his eyes back early as we get chest to chest. Now here, the quarterback is actually going to scramble, which is where we pull jersey. All right. It's not called. I'm not mad that it's not being called either because the quarterback's scrambling. We are getting a push off. All right. So usually if they push, we pull. I would love to kind of pull on the arm, not the jersey. So foul on him, foul on us, but we do a good job of finishing the play and stepping in front. And lastly, we have some Colorado film. Colorado's Preston Hodge has been playing really good football, guys. Like if you watch these Colorado games, the plays he's making have significantly changed the outcome. Now this is a simple play, but if I remember a couple games ago, 3rd and goal, he makes an interception. They take away 7 points, when they would have been down by 14. Offense is an empty, and then we're going to run a 3 high coverage, right? So the corner and the corner up here, they're going to get out, which tells me, this is a cover three, a sort of cover three. All right, so him being in the slot, he is going to be our seam curl defender. The weakness of a cover three is the seam. We got to protect the seam. Free release on the seam. If we're not protecting that seam, quarterback throws it, they're going to pick up this first down with ease. All right, so he's going to basically hold down the seam. All right, hold down the seam, protect the seam, as 3 and 2 are getting vertical. And as 3 and 2 are getting vertical, they're going to switch. All right, so he doesn't want to drive on this out route until the ball is thrown. Going back to this view right here, we can see that the ball is being thrown right now. All right, and he's still hovering over that seam. So remember, guys, it's 3rd and 12. Do not take the cheese. All right, if that you are going to protect the seam, jam anything that's coming through the hash, as I like to say, protect the hash, and you will go to the flat on the throw. All right, so 3rd and 12, he understands where we are. All right, we see the ball thrown. Now we can come out of that curl. Now we can come out of the seam and make a play. Great stop here, forces a punt. Now this is a simple play, but guys, the simple plays are what's winning Colorado football games. And a lot of times the simple play was what's allowing teams to beat Colorado as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. We went over some press man. The theme of the day was leverage, divider rules. And then, we finished with some Colorado curl, flat play, big win by them.